You guys want to see some guitars? I'll show you. Now, I'll show you the ones that I got that I've done. This is a culmination of quite a bit of work to do this. We started out to do what I said was to build a good guitar at a good price where people could afford it. You know what I mean? So the one thing that really was on my mind was to make them play like an SOB, which I'm really good at doing. But I'll show you one guitar that I started out with. It's one of the designs that I just like. It's the 50s, any 50s Junior. Whether it's a double cut, single cut, I really don't care. I just like 50s Juniors. They're great guitars. And if you get the right one with the right P90, my 56, great guitar. Well, that was there's a body style. It wasn't trademarked, nothing like that. Everybody does a double cut, so you do a double cut. Well, I wanted to do one with a P90. The first one I did, and I'll show you guys to get a good view of this. First one I did, I'm sure you guys have seen. This is the Bumblebee, right? It has. Well, I can do it in a second. I'll show you the guitar, but it has QA tuners. I think you can see them. And we did a Blackwood, African Blackwood fretboard. That's the brown. This is the heart of the wood. This is good stuff. And it's hard as a rock. P90, I wound. Incredible. This is a Wilkinson bridge, or rather, Sungil. I had Brian Lee do these. Made in Korea. Bourne's low friction pots. And I'm going to switch cameras. You'll still be able to hear me talking, but I'll show you the guitar. Because who wants to look at me when you can look at the guitar? He's back. He's back. The man is back. And I'll tell you, Dane, we missed you while you were gone there, buddy. We missed you while you were gone.
Guys.
Okay. So this is the Bumblebee. And what I'm going to do, I just showed him that, Dane.
Uh-huh.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my settings because I've got another camera. If I go to Cam and Mike, I can switch cameras like that real quick, and you can actually see.
Dang, look at that.
There I am. And look, that's what we can look at here tonight. And it's
okay.
There. This is stuff that I built. Anyway, here's the Bumblebee. Like I said, and I don't know if you can see it, it's an elliptical strap button on these. An elliptical strap button, it's like, it's not going to do anything but hold your strap on there.
It's kind of shaped like a football.
Yeah. So you put your strap on and you turn it, you know. You put the thing on, and when the strap goes on, you turn it the opposite way, and it can't come off. Cool. The Blackwood fretboard we did with, you know, diamond and dots, bone nut, all that. Nice. But this was the first one, and Dane saw the prototype for this, where I had a body and neck sent to me. It was somewhat what I wanted it to be, and lo and behold, it was a good idea. I kind of liked it. I thought, wow, it's a good guitar. It sounds good. Phil McKnight was over at Dane shop today.
You like those the P90, the dog ear P90s?
What's that?
Those dog ear P90s that you got in that thing.
They rock.
What does those things ohm out at? Like whereabouts?
This particular one, I can tell you right now, because all the COAs, I write it down. This one is actually at 8.7.
Nice.
Yeah, so it really grinds through the shit. Thanks, I like the fretboard. I think, yeah, I like the Stinger too, James. But in any event, this is the guitar that I set out to say, you know, I love it. This guitar is you're gonna pick this up, you're gonna play it. We did it out of mahogany, maple neck, you know. It's an incredible guitar. And there's a few artists out there, Keith Awesome, who I think he'll be logging in here pretty soon. Keith has one, and he also has one of the 9-string. I did a 9-string version of this, which I'll show you. This is the Bumblebee, right? Single pickup. It's an iconic style, and I built this to be the most affordable, good fucking guitar you could buy. Dane, you can remember my idea back then was building a guitar that everybody could afford.
Right. Less than $1,000, you know.
Way under 1,000. This guitar,
Yeah.
if you bought this guitar at $650, you'd be doing yourself a favor. But I thought, you know, $625, $650, let's sell them at that.
Okay.
Bumblebee. This was what I wanted to do. It's a versatile little bugger, and in all honesty, you take this to the bank, take it to the beach, bank. I don't care. Mow the lawn with it. Keep awesome aunts on the way. He's up in Missouri, on the road right now, and I talked to him when he was driving up there. I said, "What guitar did you bring with you?" He goes, "Dude, hands down, it's the Bumblebee." He's that little bastard goes with me, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's what it is." Ronnie North, his stays in his bedroom, leaning on the wall. So he picks it up, noodling when he's watching TV. So, and this has become kind of a personal guitar for Ronnie. He has his signature Vipers. Jeff built some great guitars. I actually worked on one of them. Dane, I think we did a video on one of Ronnie's guitars that I worked on. Ronnie's a great guy. So is Jeff that does Vipers, but he has a Bumblebee, and he did a lot of promotional shots. This is the Bumblebee, guys, okay? I wanted to take that up a little bit. And yeah, that Stinger headstock in the back, James, I'm telling you, I just love it.
And I noticed that the distance between the bridge and that pickup, you've got a good inch or so right there. I remember seeing some of the old Gibson stuff where sometimes that bridge would be right up against the pickup.
Yeah, on my 56, it's right up against it. And what happened, like on the 56, is there wasn't enough wood in between the pickup cavity and the routing hole. And they're much closer. And even on my 56, you can see where it was wearing the wood out. There wasn't enough to hold it. So they went, and they had short studs in there. They went with long studs, right in here in 57, I think late 57. This is a 58. By 58, the bridge would have been slanted a little bit as well, if it's that brand of guitar you're thinking. This bridge is actually straight, as you can see, and the guitar still intonates perfectly. And the position of it, you stay away from that. Well, you've got that nasty growl, believe it or not. This thing growls. Ask anybody that's heard one or played one. It growls like a banshee, but it'll roll off and cream up. And I think being a little more forward, I got more tone. But I've actually got a 3-inch tenon. So the neck tenon comes here. I'm just beyond that. If you take the distance between the neck tenon, the end of the neck tenon, and the center of the bridge, you're going to find it's right there at the edge of that P90.
So just a little warmer tone, having that pickup
still able to
towards the neck.
And you're able to control it with the volume knob. And the tone knob, hey, these are both Bourne's low friction pots, Mallory caps, Gabbett braided wire. But this was the first one, guys. I did this one for.
So the pots, those Bourne low friction pots that you talk about,
yeah.
I mean, they're real. You can hardly feel them when you're turning them.
It almost feels like they're on a ball bearing.
Okay.
And some of the companies that use them, a lot of guys like to feel a little friction. Don't get me wrong, but I like it nice and smooth. You can just back and forth roll it with your pinky finger with no problem. Nice roll off. Bourne's pot's pretty darn good. CTS pots are good. They're, made in Taiwan. Bourne's, you get them made in Japan. They're good ones. Outrageous pots. I've seen some alphas that work good for years in old guitars. But anyway, guys, that's the B. And then,
boy, you got a whole slew of them sitting there.
I got a lot of guitars. This, guys, another Bumblebee, right?
Yeah.
Got the QA tuners,
Right.
Got the Stinger on it. But this one's different. If you'll notice, the bridge is a black Leo Kwan bridge.
Okay.
That's a Leo Kwan style bridge, but it's not a cheap Chinese bridge. It's a Sungil bridge. You not only have adjustment on those saddles, but adjustment on the side screws, just like the wraparound. So let me put it down and I'll show you. You're going to laugh, Dane. This is probably going to blow you away. This guitar is special.
Okay.
Let me switch to the other camera.
Okay.
This is cool, so having the two cameras, because I can show you guys stuff. Okay, rather than the wraparound bridge,
Hold it steady, steady.
I'm just trying to get a good, other than just a regular wraparound bridge, it's a Leo Kwan style bridge,
Yeah.
adjustable saddles instead of just a ridge, or even a compensator has a ridge, right? Same,
Right.
same bumblebee, you know, African blackwood. Look at that fretboard. Hard as a rock. That's the closest crap to Brazilian rosewood you're going to find. Bone nut, right? Nice bumblebee. But here's where this one goes. This is a Bumblebee Pro. There's only one of these. It has the black Leo Kwan. And look at this P90 knob. I'll show you both knobs and watch this. This is cool. That's a push-pull. Why is there a push-pull on a P90? Ooh, the tone is a push-pull as well on a P90. Wow, what's going on? Pretty cool. I'm getting kind of dramatic, huh?
I'm going to say it would take the tone switch out
This
of
P90, this P90 and this guitar,
right.
I realized that Gibson, you know, Gibson kind of let the P90 slide away when they invented the humbucker, and it's just such a killer pickup. But this one, this Pro, when you pull that knob up, that P90 goes from 8.7 to 6.4.
Wow.
A splittable P90, and I'm not talking about two coils side by side or anything like that. I'm talking about a splittable P90. It's a quiet P90 that's splittable. It taps your power in half. I can wind them to whatever strength you want. Definitely hum cancellation. They're quiet as a mother hummer. If you want to hear one of my just normal P90s sitting in the bridge position of Guitar Hack's Black Les Paul, he actually did a video on it. It's really quiet. Of course, when you drop down, it's going to be even quieter. Cut the power. Now, on this tone knob, something that we all like, right? We all like Stratocasters. We all like Telecasters. And we all like that other company that this looks like. Looks like a lot of companies, but a Stratocaster has an 047 cap, right? And a Telecaster has a 0.033 cap. A hum or a P90, you should be running an 022 cap. The old 50s juniors were 500K pod here, 250K pod here, which is what this has. Okay. The old ones had the 50s had a 0.022 Bumblebee. Now, that's what's in here. But when you pull this up, the 022 goes to an 047 cap. Now, if it's wide open, it don't make a difference. But if you're using the tone knob, you're on a 022, just like a 50s junior, and you pull it up, now you're going to pop the tone back because you're going from an 022 to a 047 cap. 047 is going to darken it up, which is crazy, especially if you drop D the thing. The one I did for Ronnie North, I did in C. But drop D or dual drop D, both your E strings tuned to D. The Doors used to play that way. Matter of fact,
Motley Crue, that's Motley Crue's setting.
But yeah, Robbie Krieger, who just did a live stream that's on Guitar Bazaar, where he showed how he'd do it all the time. In any event, this is a Bumblebee Pro with some. I just wanted to see what I can screw with next. And in all honesty, guys, a P90 that you can cut back and be real creamy and switch caps, sitting in a proven product P90. I gave it a little bit more accuracy and intonation rather than the regular Bumblebee by putting the Leo Kwan style bridge in it. I don't know if you guys can see the action on these things, but get it. That's lower than worm shit on a cold Sunday morning. I'm not kidding you. 1/16 of an inch off the 17th fret. It don't get no lower than that. You know?
What strings are you putting on all of them?
These have nines. These have nines. And
is there a certain brand of strings that you're using?
These have Diodarios. You see the little, because we're a Diodario dealer.
Got a little hang tag there.
And they got the, you know, the COA and all that, and a little note, kind of like an old vintage thing that says, this guitar was made for a professional with a professional talent or whatever. If you experience string buzz, raise the action. Believe me. The action, this is one of those, it's set up low, it plays like a mother flipper. I thought this was a Bumblebee on steroids. Well, I did another one, which I could get one out, but I'm sure you've seen it. It's got a P90. I developed a humbucker that'll go right into a P90 slot without any routing. So I could take this P90 out and slip a humbucker in this guitar. All day long. And if it was a 4-wire humbucker, it would split. You'd still have the tonal split. And I did it. I call it a Super Bee. It's a Bumblebee with a humbucker in it. But it's a humbucker that's like a P90.
So how many of those Bumblebees have you put together now? How many Bumblebees are there out in the world?
I can tell you exactly how many there are. 3, 6, 9, 18 to 20. 18 to 20 of them.
Okay.
And they're cool guitars. Now, I had a friend who's a jazz player, and he liked the Bumblebee, but he wasn't big on the yellow. He likes fancy shit. Phone gets you home, I guess. I don't need that because I ain't talking to Jane no more because that conversation's over. But anyway, this one has a burled ash top, and I'll show you the guitar and then we'll get close to it. It's a wraparound as well. Same fretboard pattern, African Blackwood.
What's that? A mahogany neck and body?
Mahogany neck and body, African Blackwood fretboard, bone nut, Jinho tuners that we have made, of course the elliptical strap buttons. And let's swap cameras and take a look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, I love this new trick, man. And that's how you can see the top on it. It's really nice. And this is one of the first times that I really wanted to play with some tops. I did some pretty cool shit with this. But you can see, that, as opposed to that Bumblebee, this is the type of bridge that's on the Bumblebee as well. So you see that Pro that I just showed you with the Leo Kwan has a bit more adjustment. Because it has also not only these here, you know, these screws here.
Right.
But you have the adjustment here on the saddle.
Compensated.
Yeah, well, that's not compensated. This is compensated.
Yes.
See the lines going squiggly like that? They call it lightning bolt or compensated. A smooth one is a normal wraparound. And the one I just showed you on that Pro is a Leo Kwan. And what I did here, this one here is, I believe, 8 point something. Let me look. Like you got to write this down, you know. This one here is 8.9 at the bridge, which is hot, and 7.6. Now here's the deal. Same thing as the Bumblebee. A door gear. Screwed. There's a bracket, metal bracket under it. It comes out to right there. It's like a fork. You know, if you could think it's a fork. It goes the other way, you know, but it forks out. Something like, you know, that. And the screw holds that metal bracket right to the wood. You know, right to that wood, that thing's bolted on. You can see the screws. Now, when you look at a soap bar, it has 2 screws here that go through the pickup.
Yep.
2 springs, and it screws into the body. So your actual contact with the base plate is the head of those 2 screws is not even touching metal unless it's touching the wall of the base plate, which it may be tight, may be loose. So your contact with the body is not as solid as screws that are actually screwed into the body, the base plate screwed to the body. It's held on by plastic. And you don't get that bite. You don't get that raunchy sustain, but what you do get is creamy as a motorhome. And that's why a lot of guys will say, some guys will say, I like a doggy better. Oh, you're a rhythm player. I like a soap bar better. They sound like that. They play a lot of jazz.
Can you adjust that front pickup? Or has it got like foam under it or rubber or something?
No, that's a P90 Dane.
Yeah, I know. But, the
No.
soap bar in the front. How do you adjust the height on that one?
You don't. Well, the pole pieces, the screws will come up and down.
Okay.
See those six screws?
I'm not talking about the soap bar in the neck position.
The soap bar, there's a screw there
Uh-huh.
and a screw there, and it's mounted on springs. So basically, you can up and down it, you know.
Okay. Okay, that was my question. Yeah.
I thought you're talking about the bridge. No,
Sometimes guys even put foam under that, but that's on springs.
you know, if you see foam, it's usually a Chinese-made guitar. They do that kind of thing. I like good metal springs, like a Stratocaster under a base plate, kind of like that, but they're long, like a pickup retainer spring to mount to a pickup to a base plate. You know, to mount to the plastic plate, you put a spring and a screw. It's like that screw under there, because that screw that's holding that on is actually about, you know, what do you say, 1.5 inches, 2 inches long.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's got to be. And it reach down, and you get that up and down adjustment. But in any event, the pickups, you know, Switchcraft switch on that, and I put the vintage tips, which is cool. And they're
it's recessed in there.
Yeah, I got a route a bit that does that. And then I'm not going to do it again because it's a lot of sanding to get it really. You got to get it smooth, or it just chips and flakes when you paint it. And you got to put 9 million coats on, and then the switch is not recessed anymore, right? So I just did that, and then it's got the, you know, the elliptical strap buttons again.
Put the camera up next to the nut. Let's take a look at that nut on that thing, because I know you make your own bone nuts on all of them.
I do. And this bone nut, people go, where do you get your nut blanks? I don't. A grocery store. When I do a bone nut, it's bone. It's the way to do them. And here's the deal, guys. You know what this is? This is still an affordable guitar. Okay? Let's show them the back first. You know, it's a two-piece body. You can see that seam. But at the price you could buy this guitar, it's got this Stinger headstock and a little, you know, honeybee sticker on it. Let's see if we can. And the QA tuners, you know. And the action, as you can probably see. Look at that. Dang, look at that shit.
So do you have this guitar, like, do you have a, if somebody wants one, you have to just build it when they purchase?
These here, I am going to probably not do many more. And I'll show you why. I'll show you why in just a bit.
Okay.
If this is the HB1, I don't know how many of these I got left. A Bumblebee, well, hell, I'll tell you. This is how it went. And I built a lot of flipping guitars. And guys, I'm monotonous when I do it. I have 5 Bumblebees left out of 20. You know, 1 Super Bee. I got the 1 Pro. This particular guitar, the HB, I have 4 of these left out of a dozen. So they're doing pretty good. So after that, I actually got a hankering to do something and take the Bumblebee and make it better. How do you make it better? You don't. It's a rocker. Trust me, the Bumblebee is a rocking little guitar, but I wanted to make it nicer. So I went for a different color. I went Candy Wrap Apple Red in the Cardinal series. But I did build a couple in the yellow with the bevel around the sides of the Cardinal series. We'll look at the Cardinal series now. And all of this is going to lead to some nice stuff. And I'll show you how I do them. Hey, Hank, what's happening, buddy? Yeah, glad you could come by.
Have you done any that are just a solid black color?
What's that?
Have you done any guitars that are just solid black?
I've had a few people ask me, I'm probably going to do it. Okay, this is a 2 pickup model, and this is called a Stinger because it's yellow. If it were Candy Apple Red, it would be a Cardinal D. And as you can see, I did the, Doggy, a P90, and a soap bar. This one has the Wilkinson GTB bridges, and I'll show you why in a second. This one has 2 pickups, and if you look at the edges, I beveled them around. It has the same Stinger QA tuners, maple
It's not
neck.
like the German cut. Isn't that what they would call that all the way around?
I don't Brazilian cut, Roman ogre bit, beveled edges, 1,000,001 words for it. But I thought that this is how to dress the guitar up. And of course, this is the 2 pickup model. There is the 1 pickup model. But I'll show you what we got here. Around the edges, you take a router and you route around the edge. And what you end up with is a bumblebee that looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it's only routed on the front of the guitar.
Right.
So basically you have a 2 pickup bumblebee, and here's my manufacturing sense. I use the same body style to do these guitars.
Is that all mahogany, or does that have a maple cap on it?
This is all mahogany, this one.
Okay.
All mahogany, no 2-piece body on it. The Wilkinson bridge. Now, this wraparound, guys, get a load of this. A wraparound, setting the intonation on a wraparound bridge is a bugger because you can't. You got a screw on this side there.
Right.
You got a screw on that side there.
All you can do is kind of forward and back like this on the ends.
You can do the forward, back kind of thing with the bridge.
Yeah.
If you look right here at the B and the G string, I don't know if you guys can see it. Try to hold it steady. But there's a screw. You see the slot right there?
Yeah.
Screw down in there. You can loosen the screw in it, and this slider moves back and forth to intonate the G and the D string. So this is a wraparound that intonates, okay? Same thing, Bourne's pots, you can put the little pointer knobs on it, which is so cool. I don't know if you can see them. We'll see if we get them. See the little pointers? So who needs those to tell you what the volume number is on? Switchcraft switch. This, with the bevel edges, comes in this color. There's 2 of the yellow ones. I know I only did 2 of the yellows. Hi, baby. What's happening, buddy?
Hey, go back to that pointer, real close up to one of those pointers, and turn the volume all the way to 10, and let's see if it's perfectly matched up. I'm kind of testing you on it.
Yeah, well, that's a test to see. No, I don't think so. I think with the knobs, but with the splines, those are fine spline, the coarse spline.
Pretty close. Yeah, you're right on there.
Yeah, I could move the pointer a little bit, loosen it, but you know what? I'm good enough. I'm not gonna get real about that.
Yeah.
Believe me, you'll scratch a guitar because those things, when you're tightening it up, you're holding it from the back, and they have a tendency to want to escape. You get farting around too much. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about that.
I hear you.
I put in there for the novelty of it. Same Blackwood fretboard and all that, but this one comes in a 1 pickup model. Just like a bumblebee with a pick guard, right? Well, there's no pickup guard. The pick guard on the 1 pickup is like the bumblebee, and this is basically a cardinal in yellow. And I'll show you another cardinal. But these runs here, right, are cool guitars. They're really, really super good guitars. And they're affordable like hell. And here's the deal. I wanted to build a guitar that's cheap. I don't want to say cheap because it ain't cheap. Believe me, African Blackwood, hand wound stuff. I picked everything. I even picked the wood to match the pick.
What would you guess the weight of that guitar is right there?
What I guess the weight of this guitar is?
Yeah. Or you got a fish hook where you can weigh it, or
I don't.
This
one here, this fine guitar,
Uh-huh.
7.5 pounds. So
that's right in the perfect weight.
Yeah. Let me turn this light on.
Okay.
It gets dark. But this one here, of course, is the 2 pickup. I'll show you the single pickup.
Okay.
It's basically the same guitar, with one pickup. Here's the single pickup model. Bumblebee with a more updated bridge and beveled edges. Basically, that's what you got. The guitar will play like a Bumblebee. And I had a fun doing them. These come in the yellow. And this here, I only have 2 of these flippers left. And I love them. Two of them, one of them is mine. Just sold one of these the other day. This is that yellow guitar you just looked at in the red. I'm sure you guys have seen me playing these things. How far is the neck set into the body? Mikey Newman, good question. 3-inch tenon. I do a 3-inch tenon. That neck is going in there 3 inches, period. I mean, it's absolute sustain. I get it, stability. You know, these guitars look familiar to a guitar that was built in the 50s, or great guitars, and they're iconic guitars, and I love them. But the big problems was neck instability. And the reason being, their neck tenons went about 1.5 inches in. So the stress, the necks were coming loose on them damn things. So they weren't popular. But, you know, if you get one of those old juniors from the 50s, the double cuts, they rock. I've got my 56. I bet you guys have seen.
Well, what's the width of that guitar? I mean, how wide is that body on that?
Is probably about
Is it like Strat? Is it like American Strat size or?
Yeah, 1 3/4. Normally I'll do my bodies a little over 1.5 inches, and I'll do a 1/4 inch top on them. I find that 1 3/4 you get enough tone. You can get a good solid tenon in it. And look at it, man. You can wear this thing all night long and have a ball. You know, it's got the elliptical strap buttons, so you can have fun with it, and it rocks. This thing will handle anything. And you know what? I know where you can get them, and I'll let you in on that in a bit. But the Cardinal, I only have 2 of these flippers. I knew they were going to go, and I made the 2 yellow ones, and I don't really push the 2 yellow ones. But with the fact that I'm bringing out the line that I've got, push it all, let it go, and move to the next thing, because I'm on something. I'll show you that in a bit. There's one other Bumblebee that I did that I wanted to show you guys, because you're going to see more of this style. You're going to see more of this range. In any event, those red ones, where if you get any P90 bridge guitar, I'm going to show you something special. And this is my Cardinal, but I somebody wanted it, they could buy it. I stamped it second. As soon as something happened, I stamp them second, and that's what they are. Okay, this is a Cardinal.
Is that the same guitar that didn't Dave Reese buy one exactly like that one?
What's that?
Didn't Dave Reese buy a Cardinal exactly like that one?
He bought an Angel. I'll show you that in a minute.
Oh, okay.
Let me switch the camera, and I will show you guys something that's really, really cool. And I'm going to be putting these suckers up on eBay for people that need them. You get the argument that, hey, recognize that wall?
Yeah.
There you can see that Wilkinson bridge really well. See it?
Yeah, that looks good.
You see that adjustment screw where that bridge slides? That's really cool. This one here had an unfortunate accident. Okay, routers will tear your fingers up, and I'll show you what they'll do to a fingerboard. If you look right there,
yeah,
at the end of the fingerboard, the router jumped, hit my finger. Of course, you naturally pull your hand out of there, and the router came up and just took that corner that fast. So I made some filler, put it in, and said, I'm keeping this one. Somebody wants it, they can buy it at a reduced price. It's actually, if you look on, I mean, this is how honest I am. If something happens to a guitar, I don't know if you can read it, but right there it says 2ND, second.
And that's also where you stamp all your serial numbers right there at the very end of the fretboard right there.
Yeah, and it's a set neck. It's not like you're going to unbolt the neck and say it's a different guitar. That's a set neck guitar. That's stamped right where it should be. You're gonna have to. But look at my P90. Look at that crap. I took a bunch of P90 covers, black and cream, brought them down to Al. You know Al thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Was down there today with him.
Yeah.
But I switch back to this screen so I can see what I'm doing. This is a normal size humbucker. Okay. You still have, if you can see them, I'm trying to do this, but I'm not that good at it. But if you can see the adjustment screw right there at the end of the pickup. See right there? There it is.
Yeah.
So what I did is have Al hit him with the laser, the P90 covers, and we cut it out in here. I figured out that it was just, I could get, trying to cut it by hand wasn't going to happen. But Al's laser is that accurate. And Al looked at me and said, yeah, Brad, yeah, this is a humbucker mounted in a P90 route without changing the route. In other words, if you've got a guitar with a P90 at the neck, but the bridge, and you want, oh, I wish it had a humbucker, you ain't got to get the router out, tear up your damn guitar, and, you know, suffer with it. And then if you want to change it back, it ain't going to fit.
Can you got that one set up to coil tap? Or
no,
coil
set this up to coil tap. This is basically, if this had one pickup, it'd be just like the Super B, but the Super B is yellow, okay?
Yeah.
The humbucker, I call this the hum or the burst bucker.
Okay.
Or I forget what the name is. Not burst bucker. I call, what the hell they call it? 90 bucker or something like that. I'll tell you in a second because I got one here. But I think of all these flipping names for these things, and it's like
you got a lot of names, man. You got a lot of names for stuff.
I called it a dog bucker.
Okay.
Dog bucker. There you go.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it basically you take your humbucker, mount it to the bottom of that P90 bracket, and put it right in the P90's holes. It fits right in. The humbucker being lower.
That looks pretty good too.
The humbucker being lower doesn't. It doesn't. There's a little bit of drop down because of the height of the plate, right? If you look, you got the thickness of that plastic plate, so that humbucker is sitting on top of the guitar. It's not having to go down in the route, and it uses the same connection because the cover holds it down.
Yeah.
And 2 screws hold the pickup in. So I call it the dog bucker, but I'm going to sell just the covers too, so people can do it. I did this to help people out because people like a humbucker, and they got a junior and they want a humbucker. They can do it, and if they don't like it, they put the humbucker back in and still sell the guitar because they ain't wasted nothing with it. It's kind of cool. I like the idea. So I'll probably make a few bucks on them, I hope. Anyway, this is the Cardinal with the dog bucker in it, and I might sell this guitar with the dog bucker and with P90. Who knows? But that's when I get fooling around. I want to, I don't know. I want to just make something that is different,
Yeah, that's cool, man. I like the looks of that one. That one's kind of intriguing to me.
They are, and now I'll show you what they bought.
Because I like to play a humbucker in the bridge position and put it through a high gain amp. So yeah. That's an interesting guitar to me.
This is the model that Dave bought. A lot of people bought. That's called the Angel. Ebony board. Kind of cool. But satin neck, nice guitars. I'll look at it, and I'm going to tell you something. All these guitars I built based on what people were telling me to build. Oh, you got to do this. You got to do that. And I listened. I did it, and I enjoyed it. But this here, I'm going to go real fast. This is the one that Dave bought. You can see Dave doing reviews on it. You can see Keith Awesome live on stage with one.
Right.
And it's a gold top, 60 style knobs with pointers, gold caps on them, switchcraft switch. Godo tailpiece and Godo roller bridge, wound the pickups myself. These have an ebony fretboard that's bound as well as, the binding on the guitar itself. The neck is bound. And if you go all the way up to the other end, you'll see that even the headstock is bound. So it was a shitload of work to do this one. And if you look at that, it came up pretty cool, and I like it. And I didn't want to really do a carved top, arch top type style guitar, but the neck, I left the neck sat, and that's hitting it with Watco latch, seal it, hit it with Waco lacquer, light sand it back, and then hit it with steel wool.
Right.
Fast as lightning. It's really a good fast guitar.
So honestly, if you play that guitar a lot, I mean, every string change out, you can hit that neck with steel wool just to
Yes.
get it all nice and slick.
Yeah. And I did these with gold hardware or black hardware. And I did one with open pickups that has push pulls. I'll just the one with black hardware is just like that one. This one here is called an Archangel because you got, push pots, not push pull.
Oh, wow.
That's a pain in the neck.
What's the push?
Yeah.
What's that thing do?
Yes, basically they're tappable, they're splittable pickups, right?
Okay.
And normally you'd have a knob and you got to reach down and pull it up. Well, I thought when I'm playing on stage, I don't want to have to reach, fumble for it. I want to feel it, push it, and it comes up. Push it, it goes down.
Yeah.
The volumes on these two split the coils. Single coil, humbucker. Single coil bridge, humbucker neck. Humbucker bridge, single coil neck. Now, that goes over elegant, nice bridge. This one has open covers and poly wire. Okay? And there's a reason I did it. This one sounds absolutely phenomenal. All the work on it, it's a good guitar. It's still, and I know you guys are going to think, hey, Mikey, I'll tell you what, thank you. I think it's a rocking guitar myself. Sold one today to a buddy of mine. My buddy, I actually traded it to him for a drill press. I traded one for a drill press. It was a real nice drill press, a big Delta. And I was over there today and he's like, dude, you want that Delta chainsaw? I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. Give me a guitar? Yeah, I'll be a guitar for that. Dane, you actually saw, man, we had to muscle that thing, but we got out of the truck. Beautiful, beautiful bandsaw.
Yeah.
This is with the push-pull parts. I call that one an Archangel. And I like those. But
yeah, that's pretty elaborate wiring inside that thing with those pushes in there.
And right. And now what I wanted to do, Jim gave me a body. Okay.
Right.
He gives me this body. 2 bodies actually. One of them was useless, but I made something out of it. Ugly little guitar. But one of the bodies caught my eye and I thought I really like that. So I like this guitar. I'm going to do it up nice. And I had our ghost painter who likes to remain a ghost painter do a paint job on it in Corvette yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen everybody and their uncle doing a model of this guitar. There's only one guy that filed the paperwork on it, and that would be me. Okay? And it's kind of like reminiscent of a Jackson on the neck, which, do you remember the neck, Dane, with the purple?
Yeah.
Hardware?
Yeah, that Grover Jackson neck.
Yeah, I had to fix the truss rod. I actually pulled the fretboard off, put a truss rod in it, and refretted it. Painted it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I sanded I just put a light sanding on that, and I hit it with lacquer. And then I send it to our ghost painter to paint.
Uh-huh.
Okay? I didn't actually if you look at it, I didn't line up. I was farting around just making me a guitar. I didn't want to make a jig. I was only going to build this one for me because I liked it.
Yeah.
Just throw it on and knock it out, which now I built a jig where that's all straight. But this guitar turned out to be a plain rockin' SOB, and lots of people want it.
Right.
But, sometimes they get pricey. This was probably a little more, but I'm going to put them all on sale when I release the new line, which I'm incredible with. I like doing this, but I don't like the plastic feeling. I just don't.
Kind of looks like BC Rich, sort of a model, Warbird.
Like an Ibanez, old vintage Ibanez in the back, or vintage Kramer, the 6000 had that, or an Alembic had that point.
Mm-hmm.
It takes from a lot of different body styles, and it's cool. But then I get a load of this. I start going online, and I notice I like the look of the guitar. I put it up on the site. And Neil calls me. He goes, dude, I've seen that before. And I'm like, where? You know? And there's a fella by the name of Jorge Pasay who worked with Neil at BC Rich.
Yeah.
And back in the 80s, which Jorge just passed away a few years ago, Neil said he was a good friend. Neil speaks very highly of Jorge and his brother Enrique. Enrique's still alive. And he had done a Baja Quinto guitar, one of those big, you know, I don't know, what are they, 5-inch, 4-inch wide guitars with the 10 strings on for Mexico, you know, Mexican Baja Quinto guitar.
Yeah.
But if you want to see some pretty stuff, you'll be on that site like you're in the Red House district in Amsterdam looking at guitars. Pasay Guitars, Passae. Go look at this. It's this ornate, in-your-face, raunchy, gaudy, beautiful Mexican guitars, and they sound cool, but they're Baja Quintos. That's what they specialize in. How's that for poking and giving a plug to a competitor that you get nothing out of and don't care? If you're into that Baja Quinto or even a 6-string acoustic, get all these guys in Mexico. These guys are the top stuff. Enrique's got to be old, Neil said. I think Pasay was older. He passed away. I know the sons are involved, but there's a picture, and I've shown it today, of Enrique playing this back in when he designed it. It was back in the 80s or early 90s, late 80s, where he did this design. But he worked at BC Rich, and he probably didn't want to insult Bernie Rico or get fired, lose his contract for doing it, so he never built it. Ferguson gave me the body, I built it, and that became the Majorana. Now,
that's super cool.
It's a good guitar. Now, what I did next was, let me duplicate the body, but do it better. Do it better. I wanted absolute tone, and I wanted this I had this set of pickups I did. I had this apocalyptic idea. And I did this here in the middle is bird's eye maple, which I'll show you in a minute. Flame maple on the sides, the same body style, you know, and I taught flame maple there, and I did the sides so that it kind of burned it where it's kind of apocalyptic and the pickups and stuff. But anyway, let me switch and show you. This is the Majorana. There's only one because I ended up wanting to do a different body style. But this one here, you know, it got built. And I put 50s knobs on it, switchcraft output jack, switchcraft switch. And I covered the pickups and I burnt them. I burnt them with a torch. You see that bird's eye maple?
Do you just use the torch, or do you have a rust kind of procedure that you can rust?
I did this with a torch. I did this with a propane torch. The flame maple wings that I did on it, I got that wood down there at Spellman's name, as well as that bird's eye maple. Through the middle is bird's eye. Yeah, there you go. You can start to see it. Through the middle is bird's eye maple. And I did a mahogany board, which is cool, and a mahogany headstock. Now, here's the trick. I took the guitar and I made it thick. This guitar is 2 1/4 inches thick. It is.
That baby. What's the weight of that? That thing's probably got some weight to it.
It does, Dane. This one here is 8.7 pounds. So it's pretty cool. And that's a Majorana burnt offering. Now, we'll get on to the ear guitars. This is the body style that I'm going to do. And I'm going to do a 9-string in it, which is going to be really cool. I had to do a telly, though. The Dane's always saying do a telly. And
I know. I'm always like, do a telly.
Dane likes them Chapman tellies.
I do.
But I had to do it. This one's ink line spalted maple, and it's a telly, but 2 humbuckers. And
the bottom horn is like a lot longer.
Yeah. Really a good little guitar. I wanted to do a telly for folks. Mahogany. And that gets us. And by the way, guys, I don't know if you can see it. Flame bird's eye maple neck. This is actually a Warmoth neck, by the way, guys. I didn't do this neck. I don't like Tellys. I don't really care about them. Everybody told me to get one, build one, so I did. Have enough of that. I'm not a Telly guy whatsoever. Now,
I like that guitar.
I wanted to build something cool, something comfortable, and keep it affordable. Because when you get into, let me take this. Damn, I'm warm. When you get into handmade guitars, it starts getting stupid expensive. And I can tell you why. It's a lot of work. So here is probably one of the coolest ones. I don't know if you can, let me see if we can.
There you go.
I think you can see the 3D effect going on with it. It's hard to do it on these cameras, but. And as
what's the bridge on that one?
What?
What's the bridge?
A hip shot.
We'll hip shot.
Yeah, that's a hip shot. And I'll switch and I'll show you this one. This guitar I wanted to, kind of start doing what I want to do and making the guitar be a guitar instead of a plasticine porter. Remember the Beatles, plasticine porter? But you can see the 3D effect in that flame, that quilt.
Polyester Pam.
That polyethylene Pam. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, that's nice.
And look at this.
You got the strap button on that, on the back there.
That's just a normal strap button on it. It's not. Okay. It won't come loose because of the angle at which the strap is on that body. Won't allow it to. It's nice and secure.
You can definitely see the top on that one when you look at the side of the guitar. How thick that is.
Oh yeah.
That baby is thick.
No, I don't do no junk, guys. I don't do no.
What would you say, 3/8 of an inch on the top?
This is a little over 3/8. BB, you're right. You are right. Beatles song, John Lennon. These knobs, Dane, and I know you guys think I'm stupid, but these are aluminum testy knobs, okay? And they sat up kind of high. They had like a little bass down in there, and I had to put them on the surface grinder and grind that little bass off so that the knobs sat down lower and fit on the guitar better. But those are like $30 for those knobs. The bridge, I ain't BSing around. That's a hip shot, string through the body, all that happy crap, switchcraft switch. This has a really, really pretty, we'll show it to you, flame maple neck. See that? I don't know if you see it, but it's a pretty flame maple neck, UA tuners, and this one has a walnut board, and this is the only one with nickel frets.
Oh, wow.
And as you can see, I'm going to show you on the finish. I'll try to bring it up where you can see this. I shot for, if you could see, like right here, you can slightly feel that. Very slightly feel it. In other words, I didn't glass over it and put too many coats where I lost the aspect.
Oh, you can feel the wood. Get real close to them frets. Let me take a good look at them things.
Pretty nice, isn't it?
Huh.
And those are nickels, nickel silver. So this is a cool guitar, Started putting base plates on them. Now the washer thing is a son of a gun. All right, let me get you another one, guys. That one I really enjoy doing. And, I had some more painted and hanging, but I went out to the NAMM show. Uh-oh, that's scary, right? I can put you broken. And I got a top, okay? I had bought some tops and planned on using them, and I met Dane down there, which is really cool. Hey, Dave, what's happening? He's, dude, a bunch of
You're like, yeah, what's up?
He's like, little China down there in the basement. There's a lot of Chinese shops, good deals down there. They got some wood in the corner. I like, oh, dang, thanks. I've been looking for somebody with wood. And in actuality, this guy wasn't from China. He was from Oregon. And I bought some beautiful sculpted maple off of him. And a couple of the pieces that I wanted, were sold. And he's showing, and I'm like, okay, I want that one, I want that one, I want that one. He's figuring it up, ready to take my card, and he flips one over and says sold and has the guy's name that bought it. He's like, dude, I can't sell these to you. I said, okay, well, I want that one and that one. Oh, man, most of it should have been showing you sold. Oh, damn, I feel so bad. But I got these two. Look at these. Big
yeah, it wasn't until maybe, was that Friday when we were down there? So that guy was already down there.
And it was Saturday.
Was it Saturday? He was already down there selling those things since about Tuesday.
Yeah. And he told me that there was stuff gone, but he pulled out two that were really, really nice, and I bought them. I felt bad because I didn't only bought two, and I looked at him. I wish those other ones. He said, "Dude, here's my card. We got some nice stuff on the site. I can do you some nice stuff." Blah blah blah. And I told him, I build guitars, and I'm trying to do a series with an emphasis on tone and the wood, and a maple top, a big thick maple top on a mahogany body is a proven point. Les Pauls, whatever you call it, they work. They sound great if you do them right. So I bought two, and I told him, hey, I'm going to come back in an hour. I got to go meet somebody. You pick up the best two tops you can find.
Okay.
And you have them ready in an hour. I'll see you. And the guy probably thought, yeah, cool. The guy sold two. The guy was nice, bought two. Great. Well, there's one guy, there's two guys there. This one guy's real cool, nice guy. And I go back. Well, on the way back, I go by this guy from Germany selling wood. And if I could only think of this guy's name, Groten, Gretu, and E with the two dots. I don't know what that is above it. And Groten. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. But anyway, this German guy, he's like one of those guys on Canal Street in New York on a monkey suit, grabbing people, throwing them into the cash register, He won't let you walk by or walk away from the table. He's really good at what he does. And I kind of enjoyed talking to him, and Kiefer was with me. And I looked down and I thought, wow, what's that? And he's like, that's Burl Poplar, man. That's book match. And he pulls out and flips over, and I'm looking at it, no matter front, back, what way you look at this piece of wood, all it says is, I want this. And it was stabilized with epoxy.
Oh, yeah.
I said, what's that? He said, dude, it's burl. It'll fall apart if you don't stabilize, but you got to watch when you route it, use a smaller bit so you don't crack the epoxy. And I did that a few times, but I ended up building this guitar, and I love this thing, dude. First of all, that ain't no thin top, right? That, my friends, is a work of art. Babinga fretboard. No, this one's that's the Babinga fretboard. Mahogany neck. I base plated this one, and
I kind of like the look of a neck plate on the back of a guitar.
You like the look of it?
I kind of do.
I think that drove me to doing it. It's a little easier than doing those holes, but.
Plus, you could probably have certain things engraved on the back, kind of make it your own personal touch.
Yeah, if you wanted to, but I wanted to put more emphasis on the wood. And this right here, if you look at it, guys, you can see the blue. That's the epoxy. And if you look at on guitar,
so when you say epoxy,
yes,
epoxy. Yes. You really emphasize on the M, but it's just epoxy.
Right.
Okay.
I got a question. Where do you buy my guitars? Well, I'll type it in for you. If I can reach around a while, let me get that out of the way. Charging my iPhone at the same time really blows, but here's the deal. I'll give you the website. Don't go buy a guitar while we're talking, because I bet you'll get a better deal by the end of this. Really, wait a minute. I'll take care of you. That's what this is about. So anyways, this guitar, hip shot bridge, right? Hip shot bridge. My pickups.
Hand wound QA pickups.
Yeah, and if you look in that little black hole, you see that? That's purple wire. You see the wire in that puppy?
Yeah.
That, right in that little hole, is not orange.
I thought you'd be out of that. You must have a huge supply of that purple wire.
I got a few rolls, let's put it that way. I don't have a lot. I'm not going to brag that I do. But the poplar had to be stabilized. And it was really hard to work this stuff, but I did it. And if you look closely, look, see how I did the finish?
Yeah.
Now, stabilized and sealed, epoxy, it ain't going nowhere. And there's like 8 coats, I think, on this one. But you can still feel the wood. You see?
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing with this. And this is just beautiful, man. Mother Nature had her freaking paintbrush out. Look at this. And Dane says to me, I can see that blue line through the middle. That's the center line of the guitar. Okay? Where the two tops were put together. And what's in there is when I was jointing them to get them smooth, the whole back of this in these areas was epoxy holding it together. So if you go too much, you're going to see a little bit of the blue. But you have to go enough to where that fits tightly together, or you're going to have a space in there. So I had to joint them that close, and I liked it. Now I got a buddy, Craig, that sees something else there. But this one here, the Binga fretboard, you know, look at this stuff. Isn't that just, that's Mother Nature, guys. That's not me. And that's what we wanted to do with the wood series. It's about the wood. Now I'm going to show you another one. These are going to blow your mind, which is why I actually said, you know, before, don't go run and buy one while we're on, because if you want one, we can talk and I'll give you a hell of a discount.
You know, that almost looks like my signature right there in the wood. Almost looked like somebody had.
Oh, dude, I was forging a check when I was painting and I didn't notice. It'll bounce. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I wanted to build one of these for myself, which when I went to NAMM,
right,
the body was sitting and the paint was drying on my prototype for that, this model guitar, the EO model guitar. But guys, we're on the corner coming out of NAMM. And these two guys are on the corner and they're talking. And when I got this wood under my arm, he said, "What you got?" Drop tops. Phoebe, I'll try to plug one in a second, but I got so many guitars to. If I start rocking out, we're probably not going to get through it. And I want to show you these. Because I'm showing off. These are guitars I built. This is my heart and soul I put into these puppies. And if people want a good guitar at a real good price, cool. And I won't. These guitars are so much. They mean so much to me. I don't put them in stores. I sell them on the website, but I will be putting them in one store. Anybody can guess what store I'm going to be putting them in. I will mail you a free Guitar Bazaar
polishing cloth.
This is actually a real Japanese-made microfiber, and we sell them. But if you could guess, if anybody can guess what store I'm going to put them in, I'll mail one of those to you free. How about that? That's pretty cool. So I'm going to switch cameras. Zim, Mikey Newman, you have to email me through my website your address, okay, or info@guitarbazaar.net. Mail me your address. I will send you a Guitar Bazaar polishing cloth. That doesn't mean get all greasy. This is for polishing. This is nice. James Severin, he beat you. Mikey Newman beat you. Guitar said to Brad, I love it, but no, you ain't getting nothing. Matter of fact, we're banning you from the chat. Sam Ash, no, not Sam Ash. We're going to put him in Dane's store. Dane's the only person I'm allowed to set him in. We've already talked about it. They're going to be taken care of and on the wall so they don't get scratched up. But I can look back, Mikey.
You know, a lot of my high-end stuff, not to cut you off, Glenn, but a lot of my high-end stuff I keep in cases kind of behind the counter.
Yes.
And so people are going to walk in and they're going to say, hey, do you have QA guitars? And then I'll be like, and then I'll pull them out of the cases.
Yeah. Well, we'll get it figured out. Here is Mayan. Now, Mayan, you can buy it if you want. But this is Mayan. This is a spalted ambrosia ink line maple. And I'm sure you guys have seen this guitar. I play it all the time when we're doing live stream. But look at it. Look at it up close.
Woo!
Dane, I brought it to you and you played it. This is absolute gorgeous stuff. And if you look at the top, about 3/8, yeah, about 3/8. And the fretboard, these are stainless steel. These are Jazzcar stainless steel, cost 2 PNAS with purple wire. That goes without saying. It's just the way I do them.
Show us how you stamped that in there, right on the fretboard at the, yeah, what's stamped in there right there?
That says QAIYR01.
Oh, wow.
This is the very first one I built. It's mine. If somebody wants it, they can pay for it. That's a Wenge fretboard. That crap ain't cheap.
Oh, you know, another company that puts their serial number in there. I think Carvin used to do that, didn't they?
They may have. I don't know.
I think Carvin used to do that.
On this one, and it's got an ambrosia maple neck with a Wenge fretboard, stainless steel frets, hip shot bridge. This guitar is probably one of the best and most gorgeous little guitars you're going to look at. I mean, the damn thing is just pretty. I mean, that's a top. It was a bummer to stabilize it. These two guys at NAMM are like, you work on Spalt, you got to do my guitars. No, I don't. I really don't.
Let me ask you a question about the pickup rings. So, you know, you got basically there's two different sizes. You got the Gibson size and you have the Epiphone size or an imported size. Which ones are you using on those?
What do you mean, the rings?
Yeah, the actual size of the rings.
These are flat rings, buddy. Neither one. These are flat rings that I have done. Both of the rings are very low and very flat, if you can see them. They're not angled like all that stuff. These are done for me.
Okay. So if you were to change that out and try to throw a Gibson.
Just like the 50s 175s, I've got that fretboard sitting right there on the neck. So those pickups got to be low, and you've got to have your neck angle right as well. Plus the bolt on, it's a straight neck angle. But getting it to line up where you get an action like that. Look at that. I'm not I'm not touching those strings up. Well, I'm not touching the strings. 1/16 off the 17th fret. It's insane.
Now there's a lot of fretboards on guitars where the top, the actual fingerboard is only about 1/8 of an inch thick. They're almost like a sheet of veneer.
Yeah.
But yours are always about at least 1/4 of an inch thick, aren't they?
What, my frets or the fretboards?
The actual fretboard.
Be a 1/2 inch.
Those babies are thick.
Look.
Yeah, look how thick that fretboard is compared to like a Gibson or something where it's Gibson's there, or even Fender. They're like 1/8 of an inch thick sometimes.
Yeah. And this one here, I'll show you guys. What if you remember, guys, back in the 50s and stuff, you hear about the slab fretboards on the Strats, and it made the neck feel incredibly solid and gave us some crazy good tone. So who was I to fight City Hall? And this one here, same thing. I mean, it's hard to show it, but we will here in a second. It's got that 3D effect going on, which I mean, these quilt tops, they're kind of cool. If you can see it. Hard to see it. Let's see. Hip shot bridge, PNAF pickups, you know. It's just a really nice guitar. It's insane. If you get the light right on it, you'll see that. Yeah, there you go. You can start to see what's happening. See it's got like a 3D effect on the quilt. These things. Hard to show it up on this camera, but this is a really nice guitar. These things are, you know, beautiful as heck. And this one's ambrosia maple neck with a walnut board. So this is crazy good, this guitar. I like it. It's one of the guitars that, if I was going to keep it, or one, I might keep this one. My biggest problem with this one is that sculpted maple that you just saw that I built first with the Wenge board. This first one I built, I'll keep that one. But this one's good. This one turned out pretty good.
What's the fret wire that you use on that one? Is
These
it
are Jesco medium fret wire. You know, I'm not going with no big fat fret wire. Well, I did on one of these, on a black limbo, like I call it Serpent. I'll show you that in a minute. But that's got big old, I use Hosco frets on that thing, but it's a monster. I did it for a reason. Here's another quilt top. We can run through this quick because it's just a quilt top. And it's got, you know, the 3D stuff going on. Just a beautiful, shimmery type guitar. This one's ambrosia maple neck, walnut board, P&AS. This is cool. Now, I didn't want to do all quilted maple tops, right? So I decided to do a black limbo. That one's black limbo. And it's pretty cool. This one got some big honking nickel frets on it. Okay.
And I like the color of the
stainless steel. They're stainless steel, but they're a little fatter. These are mediums.
What about those fret markers? Well, those things look neat.
That's brass.
Oh wow.
That's brass, which is pretty cool. I like the brass. Looks cool. You believe me, you got a little extra work sanding and make sure it's flat. A lot nicer than acrylic though. Plus hip shot bridge. This one I call it the Serpent, and it's a little bigger than, a little different than the old Fender snakehead neck, but it's based on a snakehead neck headstock. I call it the Serpent. Now, as you get going, you know, you do a few black limbers, you do stuff like that, and then you do some stuff that's cool. Here's the flame maple and lacewood. I like this guitar. Down at Spellman's there, Dane. I bought the wood for this, and lacewood there. So it's like nice guitar, you know. I did a maple neck, maple board. I took a Fender style and I just cut it up. Fender style headstock. Of course, they don't build them. There's actually a board on there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a 1/2 inch thick. There you go.
Yeah, I see that.
1/2 inch thick fretboard. Mahogany body. I like the lacewood. Well, that was my first shot with lacewood. And I think it's just beautiful. But you got to stabilize that too. And I used CA glue. Here I am, you know, a little part of a t-shirt, put the CA glue on it and rub it right on, just on the lacewood, not on the maple. And it dried shiny and glossy. I was like, man, I don't even have to buff that. But we shot lacquer over it, and it came out pretty good. It's the only one I'm going to do with a maple neck. And then my buddy Ron wanted me to do one with gold hardware. And I thought, if we're going to do gold hardware, I'll do that one. You know, and that's lacewood. Lacewood top. Maple board on a beautiful figured walnut.
You got the brass fret markers on that one too?
Yeah. So this guitar, the body on it is where I found this wood and I wanted to do it and I did it. This is lacewood. And it's a bugger to work with, believe me. Some spots are soft, some are hard, some are porous, some are not. But at the end of the day, it's a really cool looking finish. And this one here, you know, mahogany, you know, I love the walnut neck on it. That's absolutely gorgeous. And it's lacewood, gold hardware. And then there was some pieces of wood I was holding out. And I built a few more of these. There's a few more black limbo ones, you know, a couple of quilt tops.
Sometimes I see the back plates actually recessed down into the back of the body, so they're like almost flush.
Well, that's the way you should do it. Yeah, you know what? It's really easy to route the plate, you know?
Oh yeah, that one's nice and flat.
Oh yeah, it's
What about the neck plate though?
there's the neck.
Recessed, huh?
I mean, that's completely flush right there.
Yeah.
That's flush. So I had a couple pieces of wood that I bought way back when, and I wanted to do them. And I finally found the piece for the center strip. And I put 12 coats of nitro on this. You can still feel the grain, but it's glass.
12 coats.
12 coats on this one.
So you spray a coat on there and you let it dry for what, 45 minutes or a whole day, or how long?
You let it dry about 2 hours, you can throw another coat on, because lacquer just keeps building on. It becomes one coat. It fuses with itself.
Oh, wow.
Over 6 hours, you should light sand it before you do it. But you can keep spraying it on. And this one here, Hip Shot Bridge PNAFs, I'll put it down with switch canvas, because this one here is really probably the creme de la creme. I really busted tail on this guitar, and it's pretty. Let's get a big window back up. There we go. The knobs are ebony, you know, and that's not plastic. Those are real ebony knobs with white acrylic markers on them. Got a Hip Shot bridge. It is the low profile bridge. PNAF pickups. That's lacewood through the center, which is really pretty. And as you can see, the way I do the finish, that's a thin skin nitro. You're not missing the beauty of the wood. It's like your mother's dress that was varnished 50 times, right? But it's not a thick, plasticky feeling paint job. And the sides are Purple Heart. And it's really a cool guitar. Walnut, mahogany neck, walnut boards, stainless steel frets on this one, bone nut. This is probably one of the nicest guitars you're going to play. It's that good. And this is one that I was working on and trying to get this one 100% the way I wanted a top of the line guitar to go. And I did it on this. I mean, this is probably, everything is just elegantly nice. It's a cool guitar. And so you can see that pick guard there recessed right in there. There ain't much of a back there. If I can get it focused, right? But this one here is the Purple Heart. I like this. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to end up selling off a bunch of them, but there's a twist. Dane, quite shortly, let me switch camera. Let's switch the camera back. So I don't have to have one arm sitting here like a dweeb, you know. So pretty much the ER model. I'm going to do one with a 9-string. I don't know what bridge I'm going to use, but like the Bumblebee 9-string, it's going to have 3 strings coming up to this area. Somewhere in here, probably right in this quadrant right here. So the bend angle can't be too sharp.
Well, Glenn, I'll tell you, after looking at your collection, I can understand why you are proud of those guitars.
Well, thanks. The thing is, I set out to make a good guitar that's affordable for people, and I managed to do that. That's really cool. So, if anybody's still there, wants something free, I'll give them something free that they'll really like. What's the question?
Hey, Glenn, if you take your mouse and you go over to the question and you click on it, it'll highlight it down across the bottom.
Yeah.
Just for a kind of a fun thing for you to do where you can highlight the question. Or
I
a comment.
don't see the chat.
Oh, you're not seeing the chat.
Right. I can do that, but I'm not seeing the chat because I put it as private.
Oh.
So people could follow the link, could go, and not every Tom, Dick, and Harry could be here. Because anybody there wants something free? Better speak now. I'm watching that chat. You'll get something free. Yeah, Dane. They're disqualified, man. Here is the question. Just to tell you, if they all fell asleep or they're getting a beer or whatever and they're not paying attention. But what year did the BC Rich Bitch come out? The prototype. I don't know, you guys. You might not be BC Rich freaks, but you're all on Google. If you're here, if you guys ain't bailed on us and you're here, kind of boring looking at a bunch of guitars. Stevie, if you're there, yeah, I can plug them in.
I have a guess.
But
I'm going to wait and let some comments end up. Let's let some people in the chat figure it out or guess for a minute.
Whatever you got there on your phone again, Dane. I hope you ain't driving and do that.
Bobby says 1984.
No, he's wrong.
Is it before that?
Yes.
Okay, it's before 1984. The Gospel of Mark. This is 1978.
Yeah.
That was my guess. I knew it. It's because of you. You taught me that. Joe Hervey, 84. He said 1980.
I don't know how you're seeing all these people in the chat. Because I'm not.
I'm looking at the I've got the video up on
YouTube.
And I can follow it along on YouTube.
Let me see if that'll work.
I've got the video up on
YouTube.
And I can follow it along on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm missing.
I've got the video up on
YouTube.
And I can follow it along on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm missing.
I've got the video up on
Okay.
The sound of my own voice. Ah.
Yeah, okay. I figured out I wasn't seeing the chat. Like I couldn't see anybody in there or anything, but now I can see. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you hit a button and it said chat.
Yeah. So the Gospel of Mark got it.
So can you see where you can highlight where he said 1984 and now you can?
I am not seeing the comments on the StreamYard interface.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I think it's all the way up on the top right. There's a little thing that says
comment. I know how to do it, but in my StreamYard, it's showing private. Dane, look at your stream.
Yeah.
I can practice and do it all the time. I just can't see any comments. Let's see.
See a little thing that says banners?
Yes, no, but it's, yeah, I see the banner.
Okay, above that, does it say comment?
There's an example of a banner.
Yeah. Okay.
But my settings on this live stream are private, so I can't do it in there. I can actually type to people on YouTube if they're watching on YouTube, which they should be. It was just conflicting the two screens with my microphone. Mikey, no, it wasn't. It wasn't 74. That was the BC Rich Seagull. And I had this argument one time down at Dane's store with Phil McKnight that I said he said it was 75 or 76, I forget what it was, and I said no. The prototype for the Eagle was done in 74, and I ended up taking Philip up to Neil Moses and introducing him, and right there on the wall, I walked over and said, Neil, isn't this the Eagle prototype? Neil Moser had the Eagle prototype, and it was dated 1974. And there it was hanging on his wall. And it's on, if you look at Phil McKnight's video where he goes up to the
it's probably close to 2 years ago, but you're in that video with Phil, but he goes up there and they're actually in Neil Moser's workshop working on guitars, and you guys interview him, and that's a great video. You really got to look back in McKnight's catalog of videos, because that was probably 300 or 400 videos back.
Yeah, he goes through a lot of videos, but it was a fun ride, and we stopped at the Blue Hair Lunch on the way in, and that was kind of fun. But you know, Neil was cool, and we Neil and Earlene and me, and we just go back over there and stop at the Blue Hair and go up to the shop. It was kind of cool. This little, I guess they call it the Blue Hill restaurant. It's on City as you're going into Prescott, and I told him, dude, we got to get some breakfast. This place is great. I call it the Blue Hair Diner. It's the Blue Hair Diner. Yeah, but it's actually the Blue Hill Diner, but that's where the old locals eat. And anytime you find a restaurant where all the locals congregate on Saturday morning for breakfast and Sunday morning for breakfast, they usually have good breakfast at a good price. And we went, I think we had lunch, bacon burgers, it might have been.
Hey, you know what? It's been a while since you've been up visiting Neil, hasn't it?
Who, Phil? Or me?
No, you. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? It's a long drive, and of course, you know, Neil's always busy and doing stuff too. You can't.
Well, once it's all this virus stuff blows over, we should maybe make a trip up there. I'd like to go up there with you.
I talk to Neil usually 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes late at night for longer periods of time, and I want to be on the phone. And Jen will be watching a movie, and the movie will be all over, and she'll be go, dude, you still on the phone? You know? Yeah. So, yeah, we got to go up there. And guys, I hope I didn't seem like I was ignoring a bunch of people. I couldn't see the chat to see who was in there. So it's really cool. So look, guys, see this here? I'm going to tell you something. You all got guitars that need your frets worked on, or divots in them, or they're flat, right? And Dane's got one of these in the shop I gave us a long time ago. The question is, a 74 Strat, Mike, and the winner is the Gospel of Mark. So his frets are probably going to be in good shape. The Gospel of Mark, I have a question for you. I hope you're still sitting here. Do you know how to level and crown your frets and set your guitar up perfectly? Can you do that? And just let me know. If you can't, I'll change that for you, because you won something, right? Give me your address. Dane, info@guitarbazaar.net. Send me your address, and I'll mail something to you. Just like I'm going to mail the other guy the cloth. This here.
I remember that one time when I was giving away yo-yos, and I had to send a couple of them up to Canada. Yeah. And that shit cost me like $20 a piece to send a yo-yo to Canada.
Yeah. That's the way it is.
Yeah, I sent one to Ben Coombs.
Wherever you are, email me with your address, right? You won't be limited anymore. You can intonate. What you'll have here is all, dude, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to sell, but you're always trying to sell something. But here's the deal. Yeah, Brad Miller, you got my address. You better believe it, buddy. I sure do. These fret dress kits, right? And there's a video, you go online, it's got all the tools you need to do about 20, 30 guitars. And you can do it. It's simple. Well, you go online and right in here's, I want to get too close, but there's a username and password. You get on your computer, go to the website, put in your username and password, and there's a video of me with a very expensive Les Paul leveling and crowning the frets on that guitar and doing it in about 15 minutes, okay? 15 minutes. This will get you there. It'll do it. Here's the deal. I want you, if you want to just dress your frets and let me know. Put a review on the site. Let me know what you think of it.
Mhm.
This will be the gospel of Mark here. I'm telling you. You'll be able to just snap out. Your frets will be so polished, clean. The guy that turned me on to this was a guy by the name of Jimmy Johnson. And he's a great road tech. And I talked to him one time, and I knew how he was doing a cloth that he does. And it's a polishing cloth, which I do one similar to it. But I talked to him and I told him, this is what you're using, the formula. So I do my own version of the cloth, and Jimmy said that was cool because we were both using the same chemical supplier to do it. Those cloths are nice. There's one of those in here, and all of the tools you're going to need to level and crown your thing. You watch me online. Go to the video. Watch the video. Once you watch that video and look at the tools, it explains how to use everything, how to do it. One thing you will need is some blue painter's tape to tape off your fretboard. You know, you always want to tape off that fretboard and do it. But this here will do it. And you get me your address, yours is free. Now, what I'm going to do for you local guys that want to buy a QA guitar, or you have an interest in seeing one, I hope you want to buy one. I'm going to put some in Dane's shop. I always said that I would sell these things myself, and a few times me and Dane came close to just putting them in there. And for some reason, we didn't give a shit, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, if we do it, we do it. We don't, we don't. That's the way we played it. Right. Oh, you're welcome, man. Thank you for playing my little bitch game. Not many people are going to catch 78, but there's a picture of Joe Perry. He's holding up over his head a red bitch, and that was one of the first ones, and it was a 78. It's that red bitch of Joe Perry, was a 78. But Dane is going to be in a lab listed on the site. Dane is the only authorized dealer that QA Guitars is going to have in the state. I'll give them the whole state of Arizona. You want a QA guitar in Arizona, and here's the deal. If you want to buy one online, I'd say buy one off Dane. Dane can put them online. But then again, there's my website at guitarbazaar.net where you could buy them. Another thing that you want to have a laugh? On my website, it says I do setups. I guess somebody called me last night. Hey, can you do a setup? And I recognized the voice, and I had his name saved on my phone. And he's in Florida. I won't mention his name, but he's in Florida, and he owns a studio. And he's bought some BC Riches off me years ago. And a nice Warlock, to be as a matter of fact. One-of-a-kind Warlock he bought up. It was gorgeous. I missed that guitar. But he's left-handed. Yeah, that Carter with the humbucker and the P90 is great. Get a hold of me. I'll sell you one at a good price. Brad's already bought pickups off me. So, yeah, customers get a real good whack. I'm telling you. I'll give you a good slice off it. But anyway, this guy's like, no, I want to buy a Gibson. I'm like, what do you want to buy a Gibson for? Well, I'm just going to hang it on the wall in the studio for decoration. And I'm like, what do you want to buy that for? It's junk. You want to buy a real Flash snake pit, it's going to cost you about, $7-8 grand. They're pretty nice, but they're not worth that kind. It's more a collectible thing. I got a real good friend that's got a couple of them that never been played. They're brand new, sitting in his house. Then again, he got them for free, right? But he's looking at my website, and he's a good friend. He's a customer that turned into a good friend. And he's looking at my website. He goes, oh my God. I said, dude, coronavirus got you? Do I need to call an ambulance or some shit, And he says, what's this guitar? The Bumblebee. And I'm like, oh, the Bumblebee's great. He said, no, the one that's different. What one's that? It's the Prototype. Is that a Prototype? Yeah, that's the Prototype. That's the one I designed it off of. You had to have something to work with, understand what neck angle I wanted to do, where I wanted to place the bridge. So I had that and went from there. But it's a great playing guitar. He goes, is it stamped Proto? Yes, it is. I'll buy it. And I'm like, I thought you wanted the Chipson. Well, I want this cracked ice Ibanez. I said, yeah, you and a whole bunch of people want one of them cracked mirror Ibanez's. A real one's quite a bit of money. But this guy buys a lot of guitars. He buys the prototype. He buys the flipping prototype. And he's like, you've got to do it. You've got to do it. Sell it to him. And I sell it to him. He's such a happy camper. And he goes in my account. I'm going to get a one. There you go. No kidding. Get a My Pillow. Get a My Pillow. I'm telling you, Hank, get a My Pillow.
I think everybody should support the My Pillow company now.
Huh?
Everybody should support the My Pillow company.
If you got one, I do.
No, I don't have one.
I got two of them. You know what? It's the most comfortable pillow you ever slept on. It's just comfortable, really. I mean,
You should be in the commercials.
huh?
You should be in their commercial.
You know what? Here's the thing. That My Pillow seems great. It is great. My neck is tore up. You know that. My neck's tore up. It's cool. I'm comfortable when I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
Damn. I don't get a dime out of this guy. I think he's quite comical myself, you know. He's a recovering addict, that guy.
Yeah. I see him on the news lately. He's been on the news a lot.
Both about letting you know it, but he's built a business. He's a hell of a marketer. Do not sign up for his email list. He will pound you with 3 emails a day. Something's always on sale. He's a salesman guy, but he's making a lot of money, you know. I can level and crown my own frets and intonate my guitar, just my truss rod. With 50 guitars, I have to do it myself. I could not afford for anyone to do them all. You know what? I'm going to tell you, you're right. But you could do a whole bunch of your own guitars. The necessity for me is that I get around. I'm around a lot of touring type people and their techs, and I know a lot of good techs. Like I said, Jimmy Johnson was a friend of mine. He just recently passed away. He was Tommy Shore's tech. From the longest time. That was so sad. He missed a press jump he was supposed to go downstairs for, and he didn't show up. So Tommy Shore sent people upstairs to get him. He was in his hotel room. And when he didn't answer the door. They opened up the door. He was in the bed dead. He died during his sleep, apparently. I don't know what it was he died on, but gotta love it. Gotta love it. Good guy. He taught me a bunch about guitars. Guy's cool. But of course, leveling and crowning frets with 50 guitars, I had to do it. I've set up a lot of guitars for a lot of people over the years, and I've sold a lot of vintage guitars. Here's the thing. I get a 1946 ES300. I think I brought that down to your shop when we did a video. 46 ES300, I believe we did. But the frets were kind of flat on the top. So 46, yeah, it's got a little wear on it, right? Mm-hmm. I look at it like that. I think I'll just level it and crown it. And I'm taping off. My buddy Steve, he goes, dude, you're not gonna. That's a 46 Gibson. 46 Gibson, it needs to be leveled and crowned. So I leveled and crowned it. I ended up selling it to a jazz musician, an award-winning jazz musician, Peter Prisco. Peter Prisco called me up, and we worked a deal and bought it. And he bought it, and he called me up, and he said, I get that dreaded phone call, and I look at the guy who sold the guitar, and I'm like, oh, no, they broke it. Oh, geez, there's something wrong. I answer the phone, Peter, what's up? He goes, one question. Can you have sex with a guitar? I go, dude, I don't know. This is downright going to suck. And he said, I love the guitar. And if you look at Guitar Bazaar on Reverb, you'll see Peter Prisco left me a review that the guitar was fantastic. And this guy's in his 80s, a award-winning jazz musician, one of the best. Played with Duke Ellington and all these people. And he told me, I had one when I was a kid. That's so cool. And I sold the one, and a few weeks later he died. And I missed the fact that I got to talk to him a while, and he was such a comical man. But I got to put he wanted that guitar for so long, and he couldn't find a good one. And he called me up. He said, Glenn, this is 10 times better than you described it. I said, well, told you it was a good guitar, bro. Mm-hmm. He was a nice guy, and I maybe I made his day right at the end of his life. So I'm cool about that.
That's pretty cool.
Doing 50 guitars, you have to do it yourself. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
What did they charge? $200?
Hey, Glenn. Well, I'm going to bail out on you, buddy. Thanks for having me.
We'll get him going. Remember, guys, you want to see the guitars? There'll be some in Dane's. Dane, thanks for stopping by, buddy. Appreciate you.
All right, guys. See you guys. Thanks, Glenn. See you Friday.
Yeah, see you Friday. Do it all over again.
Okay.
So, my buddy I grew up with, I don't talk much, but last Friday we texted back and forth a bit. Friday morning, yeah, $1,200. Buy some guitars. You know what I mean? Buy some guitars. Yeah, Brad. Yeah, guys, I want to thank you for coming. Guys who won something, get your address to me. I'll send it to you. No matter where you are, I will send it to you. And I'll tell you, you guys want one of these? I'll lower the price this week to like $20 on the site. Dude, all the tools are in there, and you couldn't do it. You can do a good. He's gone. Oh God, Joe Harvey. That's oh goodness. Oh no, I'm not gonna go there. You know, but guys, I'll tell you what. I'll lower the price on these because I really want you to try them. I got a bunch of them. You know, I did them, and people buy them. But you can actually dress your frets. If you just need a quick fret dress, dude, I watch that video. You go, holy moly, I can do this, and your frets will be in great shape. You'll always be playing and sounding good. What I'll do, I actually, yeah, I'll tell you what. Let me see if I'm logged into that site. No, I'd lose the chat, but I'll go on Guitar Bazaar and I'll put the price on those at $20 and it's like $2 shipping. They normally sell for like, I don't know, I forget what they sell for. But dudes, here's the deal. Trust me on this one. Watch that dang video and you'll sit there and there's written instructions too. I mean, plus $20 just for me to type that much crap up. And all the stuff is in here. Any one of you. How many guitars a week do I build? Oh, I don't build them like how many guitars I build in a week. I'll take a ride and I'll go buy some wood, some body wood and neck wood. And I'll get all the necks done. That's the hard work. You get all the necks done and they're laying there. Okay. And then I'll go out and the body, I'll buy mahogany, ash, alder, whatever I'm working. Usually mahogany because I like it. And if I got some wood, I'll get some really figured. I was looking at some Bacote today to do something really nice and I'll find some. Great, Mikey. It's a cool website. Take a look at some of the vintage guitars that I've sold that are these. There's the available guitars and the sold guitars and the QA guitars. But look at some of those vintage babies I did over the years. And if you guys ever have a guitar that you buy it and you need a reference to what it should be like, go to my site and look at the archive guitars. I think I call it, but it's all the guitars I've sold through Guitar Bazaar over the years, and you can tell whether your guitar is original just by looking at one that's right, which is cool. I like doing that for people. How many guitars a week do I build? They don't. Let's say I get 12 necks ready. Then I go buy the bodies wood and I get the bodies cut. And then I plane them. If you look at Guitar Bazaar on Facebook, which guys, go like my Facebook. I need people to do that. I put a video of me on the back porch because I'm just getting over being sick. And I went and bought a piece of mahogany, 8-quart mahogany. And I was out on the back porch with a 735 DeWalt planer, planing 4 bodies down. And the 4 bodies are going to be, this model with a spalted top, and there'll be 3 tuners here. And I'm probably going to use tuners that stick, straight out the back like that, like a banjo tuner. There's a guy at Riot Tuners that I'm talking to right now about maybe using those. I just got to check the dimensions of what I'm doing. They're going to be a 9-string, like my 9-string Bumblebee. And I wanted to do that because you guys, a 9-string is incredible. Top 3 strings are doubled up, and the bottom 3 are singular, so you can play leads. But when you play a bar foam chord or an open chord, you've got a really full sound. Couple that with a good analog delay, you're going to sound like a flipping orchestra. It's really a great idea. So I filed the papers. I do the bodies, and then when the bodies are done, I do tops. And then I would end up doing the tops on. Then one day I'm going to route. And I do this over the course of months because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care what you put all over yourself. Protective suits, those paper suits from like Harbor Freight are good to use because you can throw them out. But you put that on and you start routing 12 bodies, the cavities and control cavities and the pickup cavities and neck pockets. You're sitting there with a router. I'm not doing this with a CNC machine. I'm sitting there with this stuff's flying in the air. I'm covered. I look like a snowman after the first cavity. You know, you're drilling it with a Forstner bit, then you're routing them. Then you do 12 bodies. You're pretty wore out that day. And I don't think you're going to route 12 of them in a day. If you hustle and don't stop all day, you get quite a few done. You might get 12, but I wouldn't even push it because when I get tired, I don't do it. If this is not fun for me, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just not going to do it. My idea was to build affordable guitars that are really killer and give guys what they want. The Bumblebee, so many people bought those things. It's crazy. I've had so many people call me Rishi, like the stimulus checks, you know. Oh, I got my stimulus check. What better way? A guy just bought 2 guitars. He bought a Bumblebee and a Cardinal off me, and he says, "Give me a deal on 2." Yeah, sure. Great way to, great way to spend your stimulus check. I said, yeah, cool. You and I are the same age. I just got forced retired. At this point, I'm going to live with the gear I have, at which I have more than I need, but won't be buying anything new. You know what, Terry? If you're happy with what you got, I always tell people, Chrome doesn't get you home. You know, I actually had um, a guy come over and want to buy a Les Paul off me, and I said, yeah, I got one. And we talked about the guitar I had, and he says, well, I got to get. Would you take my Strat for trade-in? It's a custom stock shop Strat. And I said, Shave said, what is it? He's talking to me about the guitar, and he's like, I bought it 2 months ago, but I can't get it to play right. And I brought it to this local music store, and I can't get it to play right. So I told him, bring it along. And he comes over, and it played like garbage, a custom shop Strat. It was one of those closet classic ones where it's kind of finish checking and stuff like that. And he's playing the Les Paul sitting on that couch right there. And I'm like, why don't you just fix the Strat? And he's like, I brought it to this guy and that guy and that guy and this place and that place. And they just can't get it right. I said, I'll tell you what, man. Why don't you let me fix the Strat? You won't need to spend the money on that Les Paul. And he just looked at me. He said, well, I don't think you're going to be able to fix it. No, okay, well, why don't you leave it with me a day and let's see what I can do for it. He's like, how much are you going to charge? And I told him, I'll call you. I'll call you. So I called him up the next day and he said, hey, man, guitar plays cool. What you have to do? I just need to adjust it. I gave him a price. He goes, dude, crazy. Yeah, come get it. He picks up the Strat and he's like, you were right. I didn't need to buy the Les Paul. I told him, well, if you want to bring the Les Paul back, that's cool with me. He said, no, I'll keep them. Matter of fact, I like to get that SG too. And he bought the SG off me as well, which is cool. My guy bought 2 guitars because I fixed his one, but he's still got that Strat. He's still got that Strat because it plays nice now. That's why you know what? I'll tell you. I know somebody, Gospel Mark is going to, do some frets. And I'll tell you what, it's cool. Gospel Mark, no, I'm not. I'm actually between New York, Massachusetts, and those New England states when I was young, but left there a long, long time ago, many, many moons ago. Bounced around the world and ended up here, which is a good thing. But I'm old, so you do that, And I'll tell you, I still have a little bit of that accent, So, but it's a good thing. I'm looking at the Bumblebee. Yeah, Mikey, yeah, the Bumblebee's a cool guitar. That is a cool guitar. That is a wonderful thing. It's simple. It's one pickup, and it does the job. Now you can roll it off. It cleans up. It's really cool. Yeah, New England area. I used to fart around in Newport a lot, which, and then I'd hit, you come out of Newport, 24 goes, after you hit 195, 24 goes straight to Boston, so you can hang there for a while. Then you head over to 95, head out to Providence at the library and go back, do I miss New York? Yeah, I guess you always do miss your home, but um, you go back 30 years later or 20 years later, and it's not the same, man. It's not. And whether it's grown or you've grown, one of the two is happening there. And it wasn't the same. Of course, all of your friends are old and you're old, and then that changes some of the things you did when you were younger. Do I miss it? Kind of no, because I'm old and my spine's been worked on. So when it gets cold, I really hurt. And sometimes I really hurt here, to be honest with you. Sometimes I just can't get anything done. I tell you that flipping virus could not get shit done. You know, I see folks saying, "Oh, it's no big deal." Oh, cool, no big deal. I hope it's no big deal if you catch it, um, because to be honest with you, I don't want to catch it. I don't want to catch that. All right, I'll give you one more giveaway. Look, I'll tell you what. I showed you guys this cleaning cloth, right? And watch out on a maple fretboard because when you rub the cut a little piece of this cloth and rub your fret. If you've got a really filthy gray looking nickel fret and you just rub this a couple times, it's going to be shiny like you've been polishing it for days. There's actually a video. Um, and let me tell you a question. We'll let somebody win one of these. You got to, kind of let us know how it worked out for you. Be careful on a maple board. You'll see what I mean. Tape off your board, polish your frets, and your guitar will play like a banshee. Like a banshee, and your frets will be clean as a whistle. I use it to clean a rosewood board. I'm good with it. Maple board, you're taking a lot of greasy crap off it. Probably might stain the board, so tape up the maple board. Be careful. Or I use on a maple board. I use a little metal. Well, I got some in here. I'll show you. On a maple board, I don't want to stain any board, but in this kit, I actually tried to provide every tool you're going to need. See those little, what these are? I don't know if you can see it, but geez, I don't want to open it, but it's got two little, it lays over the frets. Let's see if we block the light and get a better picture of it. You've seen them. You lay them over the frets, only the fret sticks through. You polish the frets. I put them in there, and then there's also a crowning tool. I don't know if you see the little string spreader. Pulls the strings out of the way while you're working on them. That's something I stuck in it because guys always, guys stick a pencil in there and stuff like that. Hey, you got a tool that does it and it won't scratch your neck up. And then it's got all the instructions, and my little crowning tool is in there. And there's another crowning tool there. But dudes, here's the deal. It also has a complimentary copy of that polishing cloth that's in there. And I'll tell you right now, you will be able to level turn your frets with this. But with that polishing cloth, take those little, fret guards they call them, so you don't get that shit all over your damn fretboard and have to, clean it off later. It's clean off, but I'm not too cool with maple boards cleaning off, so I do tape them off. It's always good to tape the fretboard off. But what question can I ask? Okay. 55 double cut knife. I was standing the neck pop. I was shocked to see how short the neck panel was. Yeah, those 55 had a short tenon. It'll come apart. It's like the SGs from the early 60s, very weak neck joint. But they got that under control, I got it under control. My Bumblebees, 3-inch tenon, and they got sustain up to yin yang. So, a question. For the cloth, somebody out of all the guitar models, yeah, you'll be okay with rosewood boards. I actually, I'll get a little. You'll try it on a fret, just a fret, and then look at the cloth and see how much black soot you're going to take off your nickel frets. It's gonna freak you out. If you go to Guitar Bazaar, there's actually a video If you look at the links, let me go and I'll tell you guys where you can see a video of that cloth in action. You know, it'll freak you. It'll freak you. Hang on a second. Let me go and find that video. I got to open up another YouTube window because, God, good thing I got good computers. They stay working for me, you know. I'll tell you where it's at. And you can go to guitarbazaar.net, right? And I think it's in accessories. But I'll tell you in a second for sure because I'm going there. Okay. So under accessories, you'll see guitar finish polishing. And if you go in there, you'll see the fret dress system, and you'll see something called the Magic Fret Polishing Cloth. Okay. And the Magic Fret Polishing Cloth has a video below it. And if you guys go click on that video, it's actually on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube, but I didn't want to search for it on YouTube. It'll actually show some really flippin' nasty frets. And you'll see in about 2 seconds. It's amazing. Right in front of your eyes, this cloth will be really nasty frets. And the shiny, oh my God. So watch how that shit comes off on the cloth. I didn't take the cloth. You know what? I wonder if I could copy that and show you guys. I might be able to post the link in here for you. Yeah. See that link? Click on that link. Yeah, okay. Click on that link I just sent you. Rather than have to go to Guitar Bazaar, click on that link. And you can watch that. There's a little video on that fret dress cloth. You know, and that'll work. But what we need to do is make sure that we get the right stuff sent to the right people. So when you guys that want something, when you email me, all three of you, the question for this one. Ready, guys? And there's no way you could know it. There's no way you could know it. But if you've been watching, I'll tell you right now, you have to get a hold of me, and you have to, when you get a hold of me, you have to let me know what it is that you won and your address, okay? And I'll get it right to you on my dime, all right? The question, go in the cloth. Yeah, how you like that, Hank? Did you see it? That's the grime and oxidation that's on those nickel frets, making them silver. Yeah, the fret look, but I found a filthy neck. I found a filthy ass neck that hadn't been touched in years. You can see how filthy and oxidized those frets were. I didn't edit the video. That's the clean video, start to end. That's how fast that damn thing got those frets clean. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Jimmy Johnson turned me on to this. Well, we both were doing the same thing at the same time is what we're doing. But you guys that won something, let me know what you won, and I'll get all that stuff out. And just let me know how it worked out for you. Here's the question. Out of all the guitars, all the model guitars I showed you guys tonight, which is my favorite? Whoever, the first person hits which model is my favorite, not which guitar, which model is my favorite model, you get the cloth. Also, guys, I'm going to put all of our pickups and guitars on sale. Okay, you have got to join the site, be a member. I don't sell your information. Hell, I don't even want to go digging through all that information. I got so many customers, it's not funny. when I first started, it was cool. Wow, I got 100 customers on the site. Wow, I got 1,000. Wow, I got 2,000. It's insane. It's insane. Not to tell you, you're right. Um, it's not the purple and lacewood one, BB. It really isn't. Good guess. I love that guitar. And it's wood that I put away. But I'm not talking about which guitar, which model is the model that I like the best. Not the guitar. The purple is an ear model. The Teleblast is a Tele model. The Majorana, the Bumblebee, the Cardinal, or the Cardinal in yellow, which is the no, Mikey, it's not the Bumblebee. Although I love the Bumblebee and it's been a huge success for me, it's not the Bumblebee. Mikey, didn't you already win something? You're trying to just corner the market on this, aren't you? That's okay. But out of all these model guitars, one of them that's not the Angel. This is getting easier, guys. This is getting easier. It's not the Angel. I love the Angel. I did those because people wanted it. People, oh, Glenn, do a Les Paul killer. I don't know. People have called it that. I don't call it. I call it an Angel. And I really want to fart around with that kind of thing. Yeah, thanks. That is a beautiful guitar. No, not the BC Light. That's the Majorana, BB. And the Majorana is, yeah, Brad Miller. Guess what? You want a claw. Guys, I said which model I was going to do a 9-string out of the ear model, and that's pronounced ear. So Brad Miller, you've got the polishing claw. And do email me, Brad, and send me your address again, because I'd have to go look it up. I don't keep stuff like that laying around. You got to let me know how you think, what you think of it. But I'm going to tell you, tape off the neck. And the Angel is the one you want. I'll tell you what, if you can't see the pricing, and I do that so you can't just look at what I'm doing and try. It's not the Bumblebee. It's just not the Bumblebee. It's the ear model. Brad Miller's already won that. But the Angel is a gorgeous, gorgeous guitar. They play like a banshee. It's too much like almost, I wouldn't call it a Les Paul. It's in the style of a Les Paul. You know, you got a double bound arch carved top guitar. It's really nice. I think I went overboard and did a good guitar where they play like flip and nice. If you guys, Dave Reese at DR Guitars bought one off me. He's done some reviews on it. Plus, he makes it sound so good. They're great guitars, the Angel. The ear model is, what I find about that model is it's comfortable sitting down, standing up, it's balanced, and it's just, to me, it's a good shape. I do love the Majorana. That yellow and black Majorana prototype is the absolute bomb. That's one of those guitars that if somebody wanted to buy it, I'd sell it. But I'm not in a hurry to sell that guitar. It's kind of special to me, and my buddy painted it Corvette yellow for me. I really like that guitar. It plays nice, but my favorite guitar, this last question was easy because my favorite guitar is, I don't know if you can see it, that spalted, well, this Inkline spalted maple is my favorite guitar. It's pretty. That Inkline spalted ambrosia maple is pretty. Langy fretboard, big old honking thick fretboard and chunky neck. And there's something about it, I don't know if you can hear it, it's resonant. That's no pick, that's backsliding my fingernails. Something wrong with the world today, God knows what it is. Something wrong with the ride. This is my favorite guitar and my favorite model. And I'm going to do a 9-string, guys. Here's the deal. If any of you guys are interested in a 9-string, let me know. And I never get, I mean, I'm always farting around showing you stuff I build and cool, and I'm kind of proud of it and stuff. Yeah, that is a thick fret, not like a 77 Strat. No, that's Yeah, you know what, Terry? I'm old. That shape, yeah, I'm kind of influenced by that model type guitar. I'm 64, and BC Rich. I like the original BC Riches. That guitar sits on my lap perfectly. It is perfect when you're playing, holding it. It's balanced and it sounds good. And with the top, the way I did the tops on them, there's no chambering there. But the way I designed the cavity was for the guitar to sound a certain way, and it all worked. Yeah, baby, it sounds great unplugged. And it rocks to a 100-watt Marshall. Let me tell you, they all do. And some of them come out really pretty, and then some of them come out, some of them are not as pretty as the others. The Teleblaster, I'm going to tell you, I don't like Telecasters. Okay, if if I'm going to play a guitar, it's not going to be a Telecaster. I've had loads of them. I had nice ones. I had a '68 Maple Cap. If you look on Guitar Bazaar and the sold guitars, you'll see it. I think it still flashes on the front of the site. 1968 Maple Cap. I sold it. I'm not a Tele guy. You know what, Terry? If you played it, you might love it. You might hate it. You know what I mean? I'm like you. I know what I like. I love Les Pauls. Vintage Strats I'm good with. I do own the BC Rich Bitch prototype, and I tend to gravitate that way. But I do own some really nice Les Pauls, a lot of them. I do like Les Pauls, but I wanted to design something that was me. It was still so many influences I've gotten off other builders. I don't think there's that, like Neil Moser told me, I don't think there's any new shapes out there. There's only combinations of shapes at this point. And it's getting to be that way. But somebody always comes out with a different look or a different thing. And as long as the guitar is comfortable to play and it sounds great and it's at a good price. That's the whole thing about these. You know, you start getting into handmade guitars. And when I say handmade, I mean when you're shaping the neck and you're laying it down on a CNC machine and the machine's doing it, that's great. And they all come out the same and they feel good, blah, blah, blah. But when you got a spoke shave and you're shaping that neck by hand and you're shaping that body by hand with a spoke shave. Do I like flying V's? Yeah, if you look at my website, I actually did a version of the Bumblebee in a V shape, and I call it the Flying V. I don't sell them because I'm not getting into that Gibson chase me for Flying V problem. I built the guitar for a friend of mine, Pete Awesomeart, a very good friend of mine, and he's bought it. We haven't done the deal. He's out on the road, but the guitar is sitting there, and it won't go anywhere until he's ready to buy it, and it's his. But I did do a Flying V. One, I'm not going to do Flying V's and infringe on somebody's stuff, just like I expect no one would infringe on my stuff. I mean, you got to keep it clean. But the ear model guitar, I like it. They're really cool guitars. They sound good. The resonance. And it's like that Purple Heart. I did a real good job on the thing. And, you know, when you do something and it comes out really, really nice, you look at it and go, wow, I think that's the best one of the bunch. And the Purple Heart and Lacewood, that was the last one of the run. The very last one of the run. I saved that wood because I liked the idea I had with the lacewood through the center and the Purple Heart. I thought it would pop, and it does. And of course, the only way to go after that was, you know, the black ebony knobs to give it that look, you know. But it pops. It's about 7.6 pounds, maybe 7, 8. It's neat, petite, you know. It's got 11 coats, I think, of lacquer on it. It's no less. Yeah, I think this one's got 11. It might be 9, but I think this got 11 coats of lacquer on it. And it's just a cool, solid guitar. And look at the neck pocket, boys. We couldn't pass gas in that neck pocket. See what I'm saying? That's the way the neck pocket is on this guitar. So you're talking about tight, you know. I want a tight neck pocket. You couldn't pass gas between the neck and that body. And you've got a bridge that's screwed to the body, and the strings go through the body to an anchor in the back. Bone nut. I'll tell you what. It's there. Now look at the neck. That's a straight drop down headstock neck. It's not going to fall over and break. Well, it can. It can. Don't get me wrong. It can fall the wrong way. It'll break. but it ain't like another company that we all know. I didn't angle the headstocks. The neck angle is flat, so you put a Stratocaster neck on it, whatever you want. These guitars are nice, and they're all resonant. And I really, truly, I like the body style. So, guys, what I'm gonna do Friday, I'm gonna be on Dane's live stream, as I usually do, because I like hanging with Dane and clowning around. What we're going to do is, well, I already said, Dane is going to be a QA Guitars dealer, and I'm going to set Dane up with, he needs to get a website up there, so we're going to get him taken care of. I'll get that done for him. I've got the server we can put it on for him, so he can, have a little more confusion. I love confusing with his computers. He's not, into that much of it. His son helps him a lot of stuff, but guys, by Friday, I'm going to have some discounts. Here's what I'm going to do. All of the guitars that are from the previous series and stuff like that, I discount the hell out of them. And in all honesty, the reason I discount the hell out of them is I built them. I have them left from that run. Now I'm going to discount because that's what funds the next run. That's why I said if you're going to buy, BB, we can work that out. I've got another guy that's over in France. He's in Nice. Is that how you pronounce it? Nice, N-I-C, whatever. But he's wanting me to sell them in France as well. But BB, you know what? We could do that. We could get some guitars over there, make a little money. I'm sure, dude, I'm sure folks will love them. I've had, like this one fella, they flew over here to buy one of my guitars. They didn't want to ship it. They each bought one. And they flew over from Nice. Real nice people. I've actually got a picture of them. It's cool. Right here in the living room. And this guy is very typical Frenchman. Very, very polite. You guys are polite. One of the few people that I deal with guitars that the little woman said, he's a polite, very polite man. And I thought, yes, he is. He's a good guy. And he's turned into a very good friend, which is really cool when you have customers and they turn into friends. But anyway, here we are in the living room. And he came over from France to get a guitar. We were just clowning around in the living room. But yeah, maybe I'd like to put him over in France. Maybe we'll do that. Send a bunch of them over there, let you do it. Figure out something where you can make a little money. Here's the thing. These guitars, I built them to be affordable. Because guys, I say this all the time, somewhere along the line, these guitar companies decided the guitar players are wealthy. I don't know where they got the idea. They think, and a lot of these guys, oh, give me a free guitar. Well, they think the luthiers. I'm going to tell you something, guys. You want to build guitars for a living, there's no money in it. Handmade guitars is hard to, you basically, with your labor and everything that you do, you're a little better than breaking even. I mean, but you're not going to get rich doing it unless you hit and, you design the next great Les Paul that makes Joe Blow sound like Stevie Ray Vaughan without practicing. Yeah, you're probably going to make a lot of money. But all of us, we're trying to buy a good guitar at a good price. We know we are. And when we get a guitar, we pick it up and we play it. And we go, wow, this is really nice. This is well worth the money. I don't want to sound like a salesman, but that's what I tried to do, was build a good guitar that people could afford, and I did it. So I'm going to put the Bumblebees, the HBs or Honeybees, and the Angels, and the Cardinals. I'm going to discount the shit out of them, guys. You know that. I want your damn stimulus check, right? It's easy. I sell guitars. Why wouldn't I want it? But I'm going to discount them, and that allows me to keep building this stuff because I really want. When I built this first one, that Spalted Maple, I really knew, wow, it's such a beautiful guitar. It plays good. It's comfortable, and I want to pursue that until I feel like pursuing a different model. I figure something else out that I want to do. So I want to sell off 2 guitars, keep going, and I'm at the end of the run, just like those Bumblebees. My God, those guitars sold. they sold it. And the Cardinal, I've got two of the Cardinal double pickups. One of them got that little nick in the fretboard. That one's going to go, at a great discounted price. The other one's going to be discounted. So the one with the nick is really going to be cheap, right? And it's going to be real affordable. But you guys got to watch Dane's live stream, right? And I'm going to tell you something else I'm going to do. And this, guys, for you guys who are still here, still listening to me talk, now I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint is what I'm going to do. I sell pickups. Some of them are pricey, but they sound really good. The P&AFs, my standards sound great with the polywire. And then I have the real expensive retrospec pickups. I got them at $395. They are going to, yeah, Brad, how did I know you'd still be here? My retrospec pickups and my P&AF pickups are going to be on sale. And I'm going to keep track. And the 10th set of pickups that I sell, or the 10th set of P&AFs that I sell, or the third set of retrospects, which I'm going to discount the prices. Don't jump until next Friday when I'm ready. Out Friday before Dane's live stream, I'll turn it loose. I'm going to discount the P&AF. I'm going to discount the retrospect. The third person to buy a set of retrospect, or the 10th person to buy, well, let's make this. The third person to buy a set of retrospect and the 7th person to buy a set of P&AFs is going to get a free guitar. How about that? How's that for something? You're paying the shipping, guys. You're paying the damn shipping. Yeah, I'm going to discount the pickups. How many bumblebees do I have in stock? Dude, not many, Mikey. Let me look. The bumblebees, they go. I think I've got 4 of them. I think I got 4 bumblebees in stock out of 12. So, but Mikey, if you want one, email me. And Friday on Dane's thing, I'm gonna do something nice for Dane because I'm making him a dealer. Because Dane's my friend. And guys, Dane really does give a shit. I like Dane. So I'm gonna make Dane a dealer. And during his live stream, I'm gonna pop out the pricing. I want to pop out some discounts. And I'll give, if you guys say during that I want one, I will have discounts created, and I'll create the discount right as we're speaking, and I'll give you a guitar at a good price. Better than you can imagine. You want an Angel? Don't buy it today. Don't buy it today. Wait till Friday. It's going to be worth it. I was going to do it during this introduction of the guitars that I've done over the past, well, this is about a year and a half's worth of work. Maybe a little over that. But I've got some ideas up moving forward. I'm gonna go into a bigger shop. I went and picked up a great friend of mine, real good friend of mine today. I swapped him an Angel for a bandsaw, a Delta bandsaw, big one. I mean, not a small one. And I've got a good, but he's such a good friend that, back when I was starting out, I just had a small drill press. This guy told me, "Hey man, I got to build a big drill press in the garage. You can use it." I said, "Nah, if I need a big drill press, I'll just go buy it." He said, "Oh man, it ain't getting used. Just take it." Cool. I gave him an Angel for it. I felt bad. I don't want to use somebody's stuff for them. But he gives me a bandsaw. How do you beat a guy like that? How do you beat a guy? "Oh, okay, you gave me a guitar. Cool. I love this Angel." He flipped about the guitar. "Oh, dude, you don't have to do it." "No, it's good, man. It's all good." "Oh, take that bandsaw with you." I'll make that out of the truck too when I get home. But thank you. His name's Kyle. Thank you, Kyle. I don't know if he's on, but I'm going to give some good pricing on pickups. Hell, I'm even going to discount the fret dress system today and today only. I'm not going to do that. But guys, I'm going to discount them because I'll make sure Dane has some sparkling water. I'll have a little celebration of Dane becoming the dealer for Guitar Bazaar. But I'll tell you something. If you want one, I got limited numbers. The Angels, let me see what I got for Angels. With the black hardware, I think I got one or two. That was called a Fallen Angel, by the way, the black hardware. I got one Archangel, which is with the split pickups, two of the black hardware, and I got four Angels left. So they'll be gone. And through this week, I'll tell you what, people buy them during this week. So if there's more left, they'll be discounted on Friday. Be ready Friday. Because when I pop out the price that you can get these guitars for, you're gonna buy them. You're gonna buy them. And I don't want to say, watch that live stream so I can make money. But yeah, watch that live stream. I'll make money, but you'll get a deal that you ain't gonna believe because I build these guitars. I have fun doing it. I do it because it's fun. I make a little money at it, but I do it because it's fun. You're not gonna get rich doing this. You're just not. You gotta want to do it, and I do want to do it. I enjoy. Look at this. A few months ago, those were planks of wood sitting in, sitting in a lumber yard. Tell you what, guys, I look at it and I'm in awe of myself. I go, wow, oh, those are cool guitars that used to be boards. But it's not, not good for me to keep them. I mean, I had to go down to Danes and wheel and deal to 2 cases today that I need just to keep them in so they don't get damaged. So here's the deal, guys. Friday, I'm going to drop some prices, sell off a few quick guitars, get you a stimulus check out of your bank account or some of it. Believe me, if you're looking for a Bumblebee today, it's going to be cheaper Friday. Okay. And I'll throw some stuff in. If you buy one, I'll throw some other stuff. It's going to be a fun thing. But when I say, okay, I got this many of them, if you want one, go get it. You guys go get it. If everybody buys them and somebody don't get one, there's nothing I can do. I'm not going to build another one at that price. I'm not going to do it. So it's free for all. Helps me, helps you guys. And I do it every year when I do this because I'm at a point where you want to move on to the next build, but you don't want to have to buy a new house to keep your guitars in. Well, or do you? Maybe. That's a good idea, right? Anyway, guys, 2 hours and 49 minutes. Some of y'all have been sitting here, and I want to thank you for stopping in. I hope you like the guitars. And I'll talk about a lot on the live streams with them, but I don't get into depth as to how I did them. But those pickups are done with purple wire, nickel silver base plates. I mean, I don't skimp on anything, and it comes out good. And they sound good. And Brad, I know your guitar sounds incredible. Thank you for doing that review. But guys, 2.5 hours. I'm drinking water. Dane's probably already got a cold beer in his hand, as well as you. The beer's over there, and I'm heading that way. So 2.5 hours. I want to thank you guys for being here and be there Friday on Dane's. And we'll see if we can't sell some guitars, have some fun. It's kind of cool. Mikey, get me your information. Make sure you put down what you won in your address so I know. We'll get the cards and the polishing cloth and everything right out to you guys. With the same, I got for us. Yeah, I'm looking. I'm having a guitar building pickup feelings. Keep you going. I have nothing to keep me going. Oh man, bummer. I'm sorry to hear that. It's bugger getting old. You know what, Terry? I looked in the mirror the other day and I was like, damn, where'd it go? Where'd it go? I being forced to retire. I hope it wasn't because of a company with this coronavirus. I hope that's not happened to you. It's a shame a lot of people losing their work. Some of us get forced to retire for whatever reason, but the word forced to retire said it wasn't your choice to do that, I guess. But I hope that you do find something, Terry, that keeps you busy. Whether it's, I don't know if it's a winding pickups or paint guitars or gardening, just hang in there, bro. As stuff happens, man. Don't let it forcing you to retire and force you to be kind of sad and miserable. Just something Patton said. What was it? It's okay to knock me down, but make sure I land on my back so I can see where I'm going. I always listen to that and live that way. I mean, yeah, I've fell down a few times, but hey, I'll fall down again, right? I'm not perfect. I can't walk on water, but hell, guys, just hang in there, Terry. Things are going to get better. Keep watching the channel. I'll make you feel better. Sometimes I'm absolutely crazy. Sometimes I'm not politically correct. Well, we'll have a good laugh, and that might cheer you up once in a while. Guys, again, thank you. See you all on Friday. I need a beer. The water's good. My throat's starting to get raspy. I've been running my damn mouth. God, 2 hours and 52 minutes. I should charge by the hour. Oh, God, no. All right, yeah, stay strong, Terry. Hang there with us, man. We're all there for you. You know, we don't need a virus to be all in this together, man. We're all guitar players, we're musicians, man. Later, guys. I'm ending it. Peace. See ya. And stay home and stay safe. Flip, I sound like fucking Walter Cronkite, don't I? Good night. I'm never. You got to be old Walter Cronkite. See you guys. Peace. We're out of here.